What's good? Good morning. There have been in my life what feels like weird energies sort of just invading the planet. And I wouldn't say any actionable sort of or any end event has resulted from it, but it just caused a week of weirdness. And it's not the word tension, it hasn't been providing tension so much, but more of a disharmony, which is uncomfortable, which uncomfortable is, when you experience tension, that's uncomfortable. But also just disharmony is uncomfortable. It's unpleasant. You just know things are not flowing and you're asking, am I the problem? What can I do? Why am I in this funk? Why is everything so hazy and gray and weird? And it's affected both of my jobs. It's been interesting, but through it all, I've been trying to focus on the fact that these things happen. Weird energies do hit the planet. There's so much we don't know about the nature of reality. And if there is a spiritual element or layer that overlaps with this layer, who knows? But I've just been trying to say this is an opportunity to do some shadow work. And so when I get hit with a weird feeling or a judgment or a projection, instead of like festering in it, instead of letting it sort of build in my brain, I just was redirecting it to myself immediately. I was pointing the mirror back at myself and saying, okay, so that judgmental thought just came into your head, but where is your compassion? Where is your love? You're not perfect. And an easy example is just morbidly obese people. When I see them often, one of the first thoughts, not like a conscious, it's a subconscious thought, because there are layers to our consciousness, I believe at least, because I have like a conscious thought and then I have a whole bunch of other subconscious thoughts that are all occurring. And so my conscious brain is trying to wrestle with the unconscious brain and to sort of compartmentalize all of that. And so morbidly obese people, I feel it's like a sadness that I project out onto them that I shouldn't. They deserve compassion and love, but that sadness is a judgment that I should not be doing. And so I'm trying to unpack all of that. And that's not the only one, but that's one example because, in my younger years, I had insecurity. And so then I used body image as like a sort of band-aid to the deeper psychological work I should have been doing. And then that created this weird, sort of paradigm in my subconscious psyche that wants to judge and place value on somebody's physique. I acknowledge all of that. I'm not saying it's right. And so that's just me being honest and me trying to unpack this. And I think it's normal for us as creatures that have, evolved from the wilderness into civilization to have these subconscious programs that are designed to judge, to analyze a situation, because those words are not fully synonymous, but they're close. To judge and to analyze, to critically assess what is ahead of you, whether it be in the form of a predator potentially hiding in the bushes, or it be in the form of someone in your village being weak and unable to contribute or being a liability. In the old days, well, no, okay, I don't want to get into that. But okay. Moving on. Have you been experiencing these weird energies? Have you been just focusing on yourself and trying to cultivate your own sense of just acceptance and non-judgmentalness? Is that a word? It's there is growth. You can grow as a human. Something that I think about occasionally is once you hit a certain age, you kind of are who you are, right? No. It might be a little bit more difficult to change the older you get, but it is possible. And let's go another layer deeper. If you install a program, so before you even try to make a change in your life, install a program in your brain that believes change is possible. So before you try to make any specific change, just tell yourself change is possible. Just burn that into your brain. So when you begin to try to make the change, that subconscious program that may have existed before that said it's not worth the effort because you're not going to change anyways, you've overwritten that with new programming that says you can do it. I believe in you. This is possible. It's going to be difficult, but ultimately we will get there. And I don't know what I'm going to title this video. I've tried to make like 5 different videos this morning. I just wanted to get one out to ramble. It's the weird energies. That's what I started with, but now I want to end on a different note. Because if you're watching this, it's very likely that you are trying to grow, whether it be materially or spiritually, because both are important. Material meaning, my personal growth plans. I want to buy land, and I want to have goats and dogs and chickens and ducks and a garden, and I just want to live in alignment with the planet. That's my material sort of growth goals in life. And I don't think that's too greedy. I don't think that's too materialistic. I think that's proper. That's proper human goal. And then spiritually, I want to be less angry, less judgmental, more compassionate, and more loving. And I think I've made tremendous progress on those fronts. I still have a lot more work to do, but just go back and watch my videos from 2 to 3 years ago, and you will see a different person, a much angrier person. And the anger is still here. It's still here because we are going through spiritual, psychological warfare. There are powers and forces that are doing evil things on the planet. The anger will never go away. The way in which you transmute the anger, that's the key. That's the key, is transmuting the anger. So I am personally using my goal of buying land and building community as sort of a primary transmutation tool. I get really angry about what this country in the Middle East is doing. Just focus on my land and focus on the community and the people that I want to grow to love. Love? Oh man, love is... We'll talk about love in another video. I want to wrap up in a weird place. I saw recently 2028 on May Day, I guess, because that's like a workers' sort of holiday. And this is a conspiracy theory thing, but I think there's some merit to it. Apparently, major protests are being planned, and strikes, union worker strikes, multi-industry unions are going to strike simultaneously, which will shut shit down. And I was thinking to myself, like, man, that's really far out. Why are they planning so far out? And it makes so much sense. It's an election year. In addition to the strikes, Antifa cells will be activated to cause additional strife and chaos. And I don't want to get too much into Antifa. I think they're useful idiots. That's the short answer, and it's unfortunate that their brains have been hijacked. But for those of us on the New Earth frequency, that's not going to matter, because I'm going to have land in 3 years. I know it. And if shit does shut down, I'm going to have a garden, and I'm going to have eggs, and I'm going to have meat. So I'm not stressed. Maybe I won't have all of those in 3 years. I think I'll have just mostly the land in 3 years. I'm going to have it all and I'm going to have it paid off. So I might just have eggs in a garden. Maybe no goats yet. But regardless, I'm ready for whatever shenanigans the globalists are going to throw at us, because we're going to just sort of ignore them. Anyways, I got to get to work at job number 1. Much love.